Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live today. I'm going to teach very simply how to build a profitable business and brand. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I got started in my company a long time ago, over 20 years ago. I simply made the decision to go to work as myself. I wanted to figure out how to take my background as a corporate trainer and my systems in motherhood, and I wanted to package those into a business. And a lot of what I'm going to share with you tonight is that journey of how to build a profitable business and brand. My only goal is to support those of you who've been asking yourself this question over and over again. You're trying to figure out how to leverage what you're doing professionally, or maybe it's your education, your background, your experience, the results that you've created for people over and over again. And you just know that you could be a monetizable business and brand, but what you're not sure of is how to build it that way. If that's you, I want you to write, "That's me." Well, you're in the right place today. I'm so excited to be here and to be able to share with you. And if there's one or two of you that, as a result of hearing this live today, it allows you to step into it for yourself, then I am definitely in the right place, or more, 100%. I'm so excited to teach you today. Tonight's live is simply how to build a profitable business and brand. I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly what I've done. But here's my story. When I got started in my business 20 years ago, I had an idea. I knew that I wanted to go to work as myself. I had a background as a corporate trainer. I worked for a Fortune 100 company. And so I knew how to create product in my sleep. And I wanted to figure out how to leverage what I knew how to do professionally and package my systems as a mom. That was a soft skill that I have. And one of the things that I teach my clients is how you can package a hard skill, something like your education, your background, and your experience, or also a soft skill. It could be something that is just what you know how to do in your life. It could be a hobby. But in my case, it was motherhood. I packaged my knowledge into a system to support women with practicing better self-care. And what I quickly realized was that there was a need, and I filled it with what I knew how to do, just based on my own, my own life. And so a lot of what you're going to learn tonight is that what you know is exceptionally valuable, properly packaged. Little did I know that taking my knowledge, my background, and my experience, both professionally and a soft skill, and combining those two things, I'd have the opportunity to pitch to Fortune 100 companies like Panera Bread or Great Harvest Bread Company, or Corner Bakery Cafe, multiple corporate deals, and equally have the opportunity to be signed to Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows as paid talent. And I tell you this because what I'm going to share with you today, I'm going to pull back the layers so that you know step by step that you can do this. Yes, you can. You can take your background, your gifts, your talents, and you can put them in a structure that will totally get you free, that will monetize for you in tremendous ways, and that will not create a capacity on your earning, or you'll get back your time. Because a lot of people that start businesses, the reason you want to start a business is because maybe you love what you're doing professionally, but the thing is, it doesn't give you the time freedom to be able to enjoy the income that you're earning. If that's you, even if you're watching the replay, I want you to write, "That's totally me." Or maybe it's that you know that what you're making, your salary, doesn't properly compensate you for what it is that you know how to do. And you're tired of giving away your best knowledge to someone else. If that's you, then right, that's me as well. Or maybe it's just that for the very first time in your life, you realize after a decade or two of doing work that you love to do, that you just would like to go to work as yourself and put into practice your own knowledge for yourself. And if that's you, you're totally in the right place. Well, that was me. And I wanted to figure out how to restructure the way that I earned. Fast forward, I've had the opportunity to build a business around the life that I want to live. And I work from the comfort of my home or anywhere that I choose. And I teach my clients, is that you, Stacy? I teach my clients step by step the process that I applied in my own life so that they too can figure out how to build a profitable business and brand, which is what I wanted to know how to do, I show them exactly what I did step by step to be able to do that. And tonight's live is going to introduce you to some things that maybe you never thought of before, or maybe you don't think that it's in reach, but I want you to know that it is. Because when I got started, years ago, I had no idea that anything that I wanted to do would work. I actually went to a small business resource center in my town, and I was told by the director of the small business resource center that my idea, mom coaching at the time, that no one would pay me to do what I've done today. And I'm so grateful that I kept listening to that still voice inside of me. I understood that my gifts could make room for me, and your gifts will make room for you. As a result of running this business today, I've been able to be a full-time entrepreneur. I work from the comfort of my home. I've been able to give my kids, alongside with my husband, an amazing education. We've invested over $1 million in elementary, middle, and high school. And I know that a lot of the women that follow me, one of the reasons that you would like to run a business is because you know how expensive education is, and you want to choose powerfully to educate your kids, and you would love to be able to run a business that could provide that for you. And there are many of you equally who are looking for freedom, and I get that. And maybe you're already in business and you're like, I've got a business, but the business is controlling me. I understand that too. My husband and I, our very first business is we were real estate investors. We got started in our business 26 years ago when we got married. Literally, I think 3 or 4 months into getting married, we started buying real estate. And that's a really great business. It's something that we do today. But also we bought along the way a commercial laundry, which ended up being a mid-sized commercial laundry. My husband just closed the business last year, and after I think like 16 years of being in business. And one of the things that I learned about conventional business was that we had employees, we had leases, we had machines. It was just a lot more moving parts. And for myself, I wanted to build a business that allowed for greater ease and grace. So for those of you who are running a business in a conventional sense and you're looking for options, you want to take what you know how to do, building a profitable business already, and put it in a different structure to monetize. I can absolutely relate to that. And that was one of the reasons I decided to start my own coaching practice and consulting practice. I knew that I had the ability to take knowledge and put it in a structure that was highly monetizable, because that's what I had already done in the corporate space for a Fortune 100 brand. And I decided to do it for myself, and then equally to support my clients. Many of my clients have today created products and courses and best-selling books and things like that based on what I've taught them step by step. Hey, Renee, I'm so glad that you're here. And so tonight's live is how to build a profitable business and brand. And my goal, as I share with you, I told you guys it was going to be 7 steps, but I've got 8 things written here, is to motivate you, to inspire you to take an action. Because let's be clear that nothing happens unless you take an action. Now, if there's anything that you hear today and you're like, I really like this, Mia, and I want to take that next step, I invite you to check out the Giant Experience Master Training. You can always go to miaredrick.com, click on the link for the Master Training. It is the next best step if what you hear, you're like ready to take an action, all right? So let's get started. If you're ready and you've been watching my lives, you know that I like you to say you're ready. So if you're ready to receive a powerful message, right? I'm ready here, and I'll get started teaching how to build a profitable business and brand. And if you're watching the replay, yes, I am talking to you, right? I'm ready also, because you really do have to be ready and have the mindset to receive something different. I wanted to do this live specifically because I was thinking about this morning. It was like, when I first got started, Sonia and Stacy, I'm glad you guys are ready. When I first got started, I knew that I was way too smart to spend 40 years of my life working for someone else. What I knew was very valuable in the workplace, in the corporate space. And I felt that I had an ability to be able to go out on my own. But what I didn't know was how in the world would I do this, all right? Particularly as a coach and consultant, as a trainer. I knew already that every business that my husband and I touched, we were able to create amazing success in those businesses. But I wanted to specifically transfer what I was doing for myself to other people. And that was coaching and consulting. And I knew that would totally stoke me. So the very first thing that I did, Sheila, we got all the S's writing right now. And Renee, thank you so much. Number 1 is you have to begin, write this down, with the end in mind, right? And the question that I asked myself from the very beginning was, um, I think I read, I can't remember what book it was, but I read a book and it's like begin with the end in mind, right? And I literally started thinking about the end for me. What was the end game for me? And I asked myself a couple of things. What was the end as it related to how do I want to live? Let's say I built an amazing business, right? And I want you to think about you. I thought about what would my life look like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if I built the successful business that I desired. And I started writing down what that would look like for me. For me, what good looked like it looked like freedom. It looked like I controlled my time. It looked like I didn't have a cap on my income. It looked like I didn't have a boss. It looked like I'd be able to spend time with my children without asking permission to be able to see the things that mattered. It meant that I'd be able to date my husband. What's your list? Equally, I asked myself, what lives do I want to change? And when I started thinking about, what the future looked like, I knew that I wanted to use my gifts to create impact. And I started thinking about the lives that I wanted to change, realizing that to build an amazing business and brand, it can't be about you. Amazing businesses and brands are about the people that you are touching. It's about the lives that you're changing. In my case, I decided to go on a mission to support 1 million moms with practicing better self-care. That's literally how it started. And from that mission, writing books that became best-selling books, I was able to secure many corporate and business partnerships because I didn't make my mission about me. Okay, somebody write hashtag, the mission is never about you. The mission is really about touching other people, particularly for those of you who are looking to be large brands who are going to make a difference. All right. People want to do partnerships with people who want to create impact, not people who are me centered or it's all about me. Okay. And I started thinking equally about what was the kind of impact that I was going to make. How would I know that I made and created that impact? And I realized that lives were going to change, that women were going to be happier moms, kids were going to be more happy or have a mom that was more present as a result of what I was teaching them. I realized that relationships were going to be better healed because couples would be able to connect more if a mom was not lost in motherhood. Are we clear? All right. And as I say these things, I want you to think about yourself. I want you to think about the impact that you're making specifically, because Lakeisha, the mission is not about you. The mission is really about the people that we're here to touch with our gifts. And if you make the mission about you, it'll be a very small business. Today, we're talking about building a profitable business and brand. I'm going to share with you exactly how I was able to build this business from scratch. And I started off with that very first question. I began with the end in mind. I thought about, if 1 year from now, I build this business, what's my life going to look like 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And I stepped inside that dream and began to work that plan. Number two, I had to work on my own inner game. All right. That's number two. Write it down. I worked on my own inner game. Now, let's be clear. If the mission is not about you, if you're about to make impact in tremendous ways, and for those of you who are looking to be a gigantic brand, then you've got to work on your own inner game. And for me, what that meant was the books that I read. It was the personal development work. It was the mindset that I was going to have to step into my giant nest, and the mindset that you need to have to step into your next level. See, the mindset that you have right now isn't what's going to take you to that next level. All right. And I realized that if I was going to walk through doors that I had never gone through before, what was really important was how I was thinking about me when I walked through those doors, that it couldn't be the same Mia, right? Or Mia that thought or had limited capacity around what I thought was possible. I literally just started thinking about, like, who do I need to become on that other side to be able to step into that highest version of myself. And if this is resonating, I want you to write, this is resonating. And I think it's a question that a lot of amazing businesses or people with great business ideas never think about. You never think about, who do I need to become in order for you to believe the thing that you really want to achieve? But I did a lot of independent work on myself, on my mindset. I've read thousands of books so that I could step into being a higher version of myself, so that when I did walk through the meetings, the doors that I desired, that I was not talking myself out of the thing that I wanted because of fear, because of doubt, because of insecurity. All right. And I want to break this down, because a lot of times we have these big visions, right? But we don't do the work on the inside. Awesome. I'm so glad it's resonating. We don't do the work on the inside so that we can be congruent. And so when we do have that opportunity, we're like doubting it, or we're in fear, and we don't step into it 100%. So if you're looking to build an amazing business and an incredible brand, it starts with you first doing that inner game work so that you can step into that 100%. And it's interesting, because if you do that work over time, you become irresistibly confident in your skills and your ability. It's not something that it just happens. Number three, the third thing that I did, which was really, really helpful, is I created a vision board, a vision book, or a vision journal. You can do any of these things. And I believe the book that I read that's one of the most powerful ones is Write Your Visions Upon Tablets and Make that vision plain. And I made the vision exceptionally plain for myself. Each and every year, I spent time with my vision each and every day, so that I could get super clear around what I wanted. And I'm always really surprised by people who are looking to build something big and amazing, right, in one moment, and then they never revisit the thing that's big and amazing beyond writing it down. But what I did was create a practice for myself of revisiting that vision board or my vision journal, right, or my vision book over and over again every single day, because it became a part of me. All right. And it is the thing that I wasn't separate from my vision. I'm connected to my vision. And so when I started seeing things in my life that were in alignment with where I wanted to be, it resonated 100% with me, because I was spending time each and every day with the thing that I knew was possible for me. Is this making sense? And if you're currently not using a vision board, a vision book, or a vision journal, any of those, and spending time with it, then I encourage you to take that action, because it was the reason that I could walk through so many incredible doors, whether it was MGM Studios, which is Mark Burnett Studios, whether it was, a pitch meeting for the Deutsche Media Group, which is $1 billion ad agency, that I had the opportunity to pitch to them directly, about 20 executives. It takes confidence and self-belief to do that. And I had to do the work in advance that I wanted, so that when I had the opportunity that was written down in my vision board, in my vision book, or my vision journal, that I said, this is right for me. There was no question, there was no doubt, and there was never any hesitation, because I was spending time with the thing that I wanted all the time. Okay. Is this resonating? All right. Number four. Okay. I'm talking today about how to build a profitable business and brand. And the fourth thing is that you need to do is you need to decide on a consistent work schedule. So let me explain this. Okay. All right. So you want to build an amazing, profitable business and brand, but nothing's going to happen without you doing the work. Let's be clear. All right. So when I got started in my business years ago, I started by doing a transition plan. I was a mom creating some transition for myself, and I knew that I couldn't run my business full time when I got started. In fact, I was an 18-month overnight success. So unlike many of my clients, I've worked with clients who have exceeded what I've done in many ways initially in growing my business. And I think a great coach invites that into their world. You want your clients who are standing on your shoulders to exceed you. And you want to have the ego to be able to accept that. That should be exciting for you, and not something that challenges you or makes you insecure. One of the things that was interesting for me, it took me 18 months to be an overnight success. You know what I'm saying? But what I had to do, I had to become consistent and persistent over time. And I started with simply 6 to 10 hours a week. Okay. 6 to 10 hours consistently in my business every single week. And I put myself on the calendar. My husband saw me on the calendar. My kids were young, but I was on the calendar, just like anything that I had for them. And what it did is it allowed me to build a muscle around the dream. And I want you to hear me on this. I built a muscle around the dream. Okay. Now, a lot of times you think about building a muscle, think about working out, right? It's like when you break that muscle down, you keep working it, eventually it gets stronger and stronger. Because I was putting in 6 to 10 hours a week, the business was growing more and more. It was getting better and better because it was getting fed. So many people want to build an amazing business and brand. And yet, what they do is they are inconsistent. One week they put in 20 hours, the next week they put in 2. But I was consistent. 6 to 10 hours a week is how I launched my business. And in 18 months, I was an overnight success. And I'm going to give you hope here. And I love it because I've worked with so many clients over the years. And Lakeisha, you've seen it. Many of my clients who I've worked with within a week, within a month of working with me, within 2 months, within 6 months, within 1 year, they've done things that I have never done. They've achieved things that I've never achieved, which I'm so excited at the exact same time in my business. The truth of the matter is when your clients stand on your shoulders, they should create faster and quicker results. And I think that that's one of the benefits of mentorship is that you do create amazing results quickly when you have the right mentors. Number five, you need to learn from people your own ambition level and above. Now I'm going to pull this all the way back because I do think that, Lakeisha, you're right. Yes. There are 2 Lakeishas here, by the way. Lakeisha with an I and Lakeisha with an ESA. I love that. Okay, 100%. So you need to learn from people your own ambition level and above. That's super important. So I started to, I was part of an accountability group. I secured coaches to support me 100% so that I could always learn over the years what I needed to do to fine tune what I needed to do. So I could be a part of communities where people were my own ambition level and above. And that congruency is equally important. It's the reason why so many of my clients love working with me is because I only work with giants, people who are smart, they're sharp, they are action takers. Hey, Rose, good to see you. They're implementers, and they love being around other people who are equally doing the same. If you are smart and you're sharp, if you have been an implementer in your life, you know what it feels like to be in a room or be around people who cannot handle your bigness. And I'm not talking about from an ego perspective. I'm talking about from a talent perspective. If you're that person that's always known the answer, if you're that person that's always been like, that there's more for you, but you've been trying to find your people. I call them giants. My clients call themselves giants. And those are the only people that I want to work with. They have the ability and the capacity to do great and amazing things, but often they don't have a network with people their own ambition level and above. And they found that in their professional circles, that they have great people in their professional circles, but they're not necessarily their ambition level and above as it relates to being an entrepreneur. But that was one of the things that was equally important to me, that level of accountability, people who were running with me, my own ambition level and above. And I want to break this down even more for you over time. I've learned equally as I've grown, as I have grown in my business, okay? And that I've achieved greater levels in my business of growth, that I've had to change the circles that I'm a part of because they are not my ambition level and above. So your ambition level and above are people who are going to always encourage you. They're going to always be pulling for you. They're not going to compete with you. They're not going to feel threatened by your success, or they're not going to be insecure around what it is that you're accomplishing. It is one of those things that so many of us have seen in the workplace and you're looking to get away from. The right community of people, the right network for you are going to always be people who want to see you be higher and better at that next level. And that's one of the ways that you can tell. It's interesting, Lakeisha, for sure that when you come on to our group coaching calls, there is an elevated conversation that we can have because of the network of people that we have inside of the coaching community, right? It's super important. And she writes, working with the right coach is life-changing. It absolutely is. You see it equally, each and every week, just seeing your peers, right, who are incredible, right? And Lakeisha writes, Mia has challenged me to confidently own my worth. I think it's really great equally to be around other women who are doing the exact same work and owning their own worth, right? Like when you're on a call and you hear someone say, I've closed something for 10 grand, right? I've closed something for 15 grand, $20,000, $80,000. We were on a call just 3 weeks ago. One of my clients, very first time, signed the first $80,000 deal. It's pretty amazing because when we started working together at that time, she was charging really very low fees, under $1,000 per student. Lakeisha writes, I am ready to come to Lakeisha. Go to miaredrick.com, check out the giant circle on that page, and you'll see for yourself. The giant circle is a phenomenal first step for those of you who want not only 45 days of my training instantly to be able to learn the tactical step-by-step of how to package your knowledge, but also to be able to do laser coaching with me. We call it live accelerated coaching. And I teach you directly. I help you to unlock for yourself what this might be. Lakeisha writes, thank you, Lakeisha. Our calls are mind-blowing. They really are. And it's interesting because I never have to hype what my clients do. Because they do create amazing results. So I can just share with you the proof. And Lakeisha says, I'm so excited. All right. Number six, I'm teaching today on how to build a profitable brand and business. Number 6 is, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to go all deep on this. Okay. Be 100% of your own version of brilliance. Okay. Now, this is one of those things that I learned over the years. And it's the reason why when I use these cards right here, these are my notes these are topics, bullets, but I never have to read what I'm talking about. I don't need a teleprompter to tell me what I'm going to say to you. I'm going to share with you what I've done. Okay. And I don't need to read that because it's real. Okay. 100%. You need to be 100% of a version of yourself. And I found that has had tremendous power. When I think about the rooms that I've been in and that I've been pitching in, I've always just shown up 100% as myself. Literally, I'll share this story with you. It's a fun story. When I ended up getting signed to a show called America Now, Lisa Gibbons was the host for the show, and I was a mom strategist on the show. And I went to a pitch meeting, and when I went to that pitch meeting, Miss Tia, someone was pitching me for another show, and I had to introduce myself, and I did. I introduced myself, and I told them the story about how at that same time I had just signed up for my very first triathlon. I didn't know how to swim. I signed up. I created a team called the Iron Moms. 11 of the women on my team could not swim either. And how we overcame our fear of swimming. I hired a triathlon coach, ended up doing 3.5 triathlon races as a result of this. And they were so enamored with me being authentically myself, me sharing what my story is, the ability I had, the fact that I had the ability to motivate women who couldn't swim to do triathlons with me for 3 years in a row. See, it wasn't anything that I had to read. There were no cliff notes to be had. I just showed up with my gifts and my talents. And I want you to understand this. That's all you got to do. Okay. The moment that you're Google searching your purpose, watching somebody's YouTube videos, transcribing them, reading them, right? Because you believe that what they are doing is better than what you have on the inside of you. You've lost the game. Okay. And at the end of the day, I've always said for myself that truth is the thing that I'm going to invest in. If you are not truthful, you cannot teach me. It's just fact of the matter. All right. And I love authenticity. And I think it's really important that the coaches and the mentors that you work with, that they can demonstrate for you that they have the ability to operate in truth, because it's really important. Whatever your mentor is doing, okay, that's what they're going to teach you how to do. Or whatever they don't teach you is what they're not doing. And it's going to determine the kind of results you're able to create or not create. And that's just flat fact. Okay. And I always want to break that down to you 100%. So be 100% of your own version of brilliance. I've learned that over years. I started as a mom coach, the mom strategist. My only goal in building this business was to swim in my own lane, right? And you can swim in your own lane. Okay. And I want you to know that there's plenty of room for you in that lane, as well as the lane for other people to be a higher version of themselves. That's what true abundance is. And the moment that you believe that what you need to do is take, you know what I mean, from somebody else in order for you to be great, you ain't great. Okay, that's fact. All right, Lakeisha, you're right. I am a customer service coach and I have an audience that needs me. Absolutely. There's a tremendous consulting market that's available to you equally to be a coach, right? To build your own practice and to maybe license your content is something that we can explore through the Giant experience as well. All right. Miss Tia, I love that picture, by the way. She says, you said you love it, and you said powerful. I love it. And Lakeisha writes, you will not regret it. I have met some incredible women that share amazing results. Yes, they do. And it's all real, not because I say it, because my clients say it. All right. Love that. Swim in your own lane 100%. It's amazing. Okay. All right. So we're talking about how to build a profitable business and brand, and being 100% of your own version is so important. It was just the goal that I had for myself. And I realized that because I started as a mom coach and there really weren't mom coaches, that I realized that I had to stand for what I believed. And in fact, I had gone to like that small business resource center and told them my idea didn't make any sense. But then one of the things that really changed everything for me is I was pitching to a Johnson & Johnson company. And as many of you guys know, if you're pitching to Johnson & Johnson, you're actually not pitching to J&J. You are going to pitch to a specific brand. And I had a meeting with the vice president of global marketing for Johnson & Johnson around an idea that I had. And it was the first time that someone ever picked up their chair and leaned toward me and told me my idea was brilliant. And she opened the door for a Johnson & Johnson brand. And it was in that moment that I realized, Mia, be your own version of brilliant. You know, there would be people that would say, you're not ready yet. You know what I mean? Your book's not a New York Times bestseller, so you can't pitch to a Johnson & Johnson company. But I always stepped into that vision that I talked to you guys about. And I did the self-work so that I have the confidence to be able to be all of who I am. And that way I could really focus on that mission. And I hope that this totally gets to you, that it resonates with you, and that you understand that this is absolutely available to you. And number 8, and this is the last point, and then I'll take your questions and I'll open the floor. Number 8 is you gotta, this is number 7. This is number 7. Okay. Number 7, you got to pitch high to win big. All right. I'm going to say it again. Write it down. You got to pitch high to win big. Let me say it again. Pitch high to win big. Now, there's something about pitching high to win big that a lot of times people don't do, because in order to do that, you actually have to do what I talked about earlier. So let me recap. How to build a profitable business and brand. Number 1, I talked about begin with the end in mind, right? Right. How do you want to live? What kind of impact do you want to create? What kind of lives do you want to change? Number 2, you need to work on your own inner game. Okay. That means you got to do that personal development work. You might have to read books, listen to audios, you might have to enroll in classes so you can step into a higher version of yourself, to see yourself differently, so that when you walk into those rooms, you walk in ready. Number 3, all right, you need to create a vision. Whether you create a vision book, a vision board or a vision journal, but you want to write that vision upon tablets and make it super plain. Number 4, you need to decide on a consistent work schedule, right? So that you build the muscle of being consistent and persistent over time. And number 5, you want to learn from people your own ambition level. You want to work with people who can handle your rise, who can handle your elevation, who can watch you emerge and clap the loudest without pulling back, because they are not insecure about you being great. And the truth of the matter is that giants love to be in the company of giants. And that's fact. I have an appetite to be around people who do things exceedingly and abundantly, more than I could ever ask or think, because I just love that, because I know that's a reflection of God in them. And then number 6, be your own version of brilliant, super, super important. And number 7, you need to pitch high to win big. And do you understand that if you don't do the inner work or the things that I just talked about, that is the reason why people pitch low. It is because of fear, because of insecurity, because of doubt, because you Google searching what somebody else is doing. But the reality is that I only swung for the fence all the time. And the reason that I was able to create amazing success, and the reason that I've had tremendous success coaching my clients, is because I'm able to transfer to them exactly the kind of guts that it took for me to be able to realize that success, to walk in those rooms, to create the pitches. And I can tell you for sure that my clients are successful not because of a specific course or a specific training. It is because of the direct mentorship that I give them. It is because of the mindset that I transfer to them so that they're ready for the opportunities that are there for them. It is because I'm able to see for them sometimes what they cannot see for themselves. And because I have over the years overcome my own, pitches and opportunities to figure out how to really step into it, I'm able to show them what the opportunities can look like, right? So that they can realize it. It's super important to understand that pitching high is the only way you're going to change your life. It is the way to win big. And there are lots of people who are doing the work every single day, but because of their own esteem, they pitch low. They do the exact same work for a fraction. Lakeisha, that's true. Before we started working together, what you were pitching, right? As a result, quickly of us working together, I don't even remember what it was. Like within 30 days of us working together, you closed your first $2,500 contract, and you had not done that before. That's really important for everybody to understand, that you got to pitch high to win big. It is really when you come to understand that there is truly a layer of money around you that you cannot see. All right. And it's so important. I hope that you guys feel my heart on this. Number eight, okay, is you got to understand what makes you, oh, this is so good. Oh my gosh. All right. You got to understand what makes you scarce is what makes you valuable. I'm going to write this down. Okay. You got to understand this. What makes you scarce is what makes you valuable. Now, I know this is counterintuitive, and it's likely something different than what you've heard, because most people believe that, like, look what everybody else is doing. Yeah, that's the secret. I'm going to do that. But I've built my entire business being scarce. I love it. Okay. And the reality is that there is just one you. All right. That's the reality is just there's one you, and you are very, very scarce. And if you lead into building your business and brand from that degree of scarcity, and you have the right coach and mentor who understands how to amplify your gifts, right, and really challenges you to step into the highest version of yourself and not to play small, because that's really where you want to be. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You don't hire a coach because you want to stay where you are month after month, year after year, just because you like them. It's a comfortable, a club. You hire a coach, a mentor who's going to push you, who's going to stretch you, who's going to elevate you, who's going to challenge you to be a higher version of yourself. And I always say, if you're not ready to do giant work, then don't sign up with a giant coach. There are plenty of places that you can go. But I believe that, and I've seen this over and over again, countless results working with my clients, is that you got to understand what makes you scarce is the thing that makes you valuable. And the biggest issue that most people have is that they don't treasure the scarcity of their gifts, their talent, their wisdom, their education, their background, and their mix. I found for myself that was the unique ingredient. Me being a woman of color, having a background as a corporate trainer, having these great systems as a mom, because my mom made me date myself, positioned me properly to be able to build an incredible mission to serve women all around the world. Little did I know when I got started that I would be signed to Emmy nominated television. I will tell you that it was on my vision board to do television, but I didn't know what show. I didn't know it would happen multiple times. I had written on my board that I wanted to do corporate deals with brands. In my mind's eye, it was what I already saw, but I stepped into that 100% for myself. I did the work. All right. And I want you to know that you got to do that work, and understand that the thing that makes you scarce is the thing that is exceptionally valuable about you. I can tell you over and over again, I've coached thousands of women. I work today from the comfort of my home, doing work I absolutely love. I coach my clients primarily one day a week. And it was a dream of mine to be able to build a business that's time rich. I've built a business being ethical, teaching what I know how to do step by step, 100%. Lakeisha writes, the first, what was it? The first 2 weeks, you stretched me, right? The first 2 weeks, we talked about what that product could look like. You were very teachable, you were exceptionally coachable, and you stepped into it. And as a result of that, you were able to put together your package for your first high ticket offer. And you've since been able to sell that package over and over again. Lakeisha says, Mia will challenge you to make gigantic moves. I think it's interesting. We're talking today about how to build a profitable business and brand. And building a profitable business and brand is easier than you know. But these are the steps. These are the things that I've done in my business over the years. And these are also the steps that I've transferred to my client. It is the reason why when you look at the Giant Experience Master Training and you listen to the countless results over and over again from my clients who have been willing to do the work. And while I can't guarantee that those results will be yours, I can tell you that if you're highly actionable and you do the work, if you're ready to receive 100% of what is available to you, you will change. You will step into what your next looks like, just like they did. Now, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I'm going to open the floor because I'm thinking you might have some questions for me, and I'm happy to answer those. And also, I would love to know, what is your aha? What was your biggest, greatest aha or takeaway from being here today? And if you're listening to this live as a replay or live, and you're like, you feel it right here, you feel it in your gut, then allow that to speak to you. Sign up for the Giant Experience Master Training. Don't wait. We've already had significant registration for the April 30th, May 1st class. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about working with more women who are giants, who are highly actionable, who are not making excuses, who are ready to step into their mission to create tremendous impact. If you want to take your knowledge, your background, your gifts, your talents, and put them into a structure that's highly monetizable, the Giant Experience is absolutely for you. And people come to the Giant Experience. Many do not even know what their product is going to be. And I help them step by step in understanding that. Many of my clients, if they do have an idea of what it's going to be, then I'm able to help them restructure and monetize their business in more profitable ways. So, are there any other ahas or takeaways? The floor is open. I'm happy to answer that or answer any of your questions, or just read your ahas or your takeaways. And I would say equally that, what's amazing about the Giant Experience is that you get 45-day access to the training, and you get to watch your training from the comfort of your home. You can rewind, replay, relax, however you choose, right? Watching the training. But then in addition to that, you have 2 days live with me where I coach you directly, answer your questions, and really help you get clarity, even as you watch me coach other people around how to package their knowledge quickly. So I'm excited to be able to walk with those of you who are ready to take that step for yourselves. All right. I'm excited that I had the opportunity to share with you today. And that Stacy says, I need to talk the talk because I'm ready to walk the walk. I love this. Okay. Stacy, let me grab the direct link for you. Okay. In 1 second, I'm going to grab that for you, so you guys have a chance to see the Giant Experience. 1 second. And I will post it here for you, Lakeisha and Stacy. Okay. Look, I'd love to support you. And the coolest thing about the Giant Experience is that if you attend the training, you do all the work, you come to all the lives, right? The live training with me, and you feel like when you came, you didn't get what you needed, then guess what? I'll give you 100% refund. And we've only had 2 refunds. I've had hundreds of people come through. One person had a personal emergency. The other person, it just wasn't a fit. And we knew day one, like literally, she knew, we knew, that's it, because we create and affect change, right? And the Giant Experience, and I can pull up let me see, I can do a screen share. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Here we go. So I believe that you can see this. All right. So here's the Giant Experience Master Training. When you sign up, it's April 30th to May 1st. Okay, you get immediate access to the training. The investment is only $19.97. I can tell you that for my private consulting, I charge $8,000 for 1 hour. So you get me actually live for 2 days for $19.97. And in addition to the live time, you also get access to, I'm going to show you how it works. You also get access to training on how to package your knowledge into one-to-many high ticket offers. So if you've been trying to figure out how to take your knowledge and package it in a high ticket offer, this is it. I show you how to create premium prices that value the results you deliver. And it's different for every single person. How to attract clients that will pay you premium, and how to find, sell, and close only to the right audience, and how to position your marketing. And I think when you position your marketing the right way, then competition becomes irrelevant. Competition is not something I think about at all. People come to me because I have the ability to create amazing results, because I leverage my experience, which I can prove and demonstrate to them step by step, and they want to know how to do it. All right. And you'll learn exactly the same thing. There are plenty of people who want what you have. 2 days of live Zoom accelerated coaching. I'm there. I answer any questions that you have. I teach you how to articulate your value. I role play with you. They're models. You get an implementation and accountability workbook, a guide, a roadmap that I break down for you. You get a client panel that breaks it all down for you in terms of what their experience has been working with me. You'll learn exactly how my clients are closing, very quickly. So here's some examples of clients that have created amazing results. One of my clients, Diana, came to the event, and within, I think it was 9 weeks, she closed over $144,000. Of another client who was able to close, Michelle, she closed here her first high ticket offer. I think this is scrambled because I don't see her result here. Michelle closed over $25,000 just working with me quickly. Audra closed $48,000 within 3 weeks of coming to the Giant Experience Master Training. Basada closed her first high ticket sale, which I think was $2,500 within 4 days after Giant Experience. And again, I can't guarantee that will be your result, right? But those are just some of the results that women who have attended, and so much more. So, what you'll learn here is how to package your services at the highest level. You'll abandon models that do not work, essentially. So many coaches are teaching all kinds of things, but at the end of the day, I teach you what I do, and I make it distinct to you. So your price won't be what everybody else's price is, because it may not need to be. You'll learn how to price based on the transformation you bring to the table. You will not be Google searching the market to figure out your price or what anybody else is doing. You'll position yourself as the obvious choice. And when you do, like I said, competition, it's irrelevant. There'll be people who believe they're competing with you, but it's an illusion. And you'll find buyers in any market. Even during COVID, our business grew 40% because we know how to market authentically, and I'll teach you how to do that. You can come to the page, check out some of the testimonials over and over again. Not what I'm saying about the clients. You'll hear them step by step. Tons and tons and tons of testimonials we have from clients who have created amazing results. And it literally goes on and on and on. It's just a matter of, how much can you stand? How much can you watch? Okay. So I hope that supports you in some way. And I hope that, I don't know that you guys were able to see what I was showing you. 1 second. Let's see here. Okay. But you get the idea. So it goes on and on and on. I'm so excited to have the opportunity, literally, to be able to support you guys, right? You saved it. All right. For 1 second. Awesome. 1 second. Let me hide this. And let me see if I can do this so you guys can see what I was showing you. Okay. And let's see here. There we go. Here we go. So I'll show you this here. This is what the page will look like. If you have a question, you need to text us. There's the texting number. You guys can screenshot here. But equally, you'll be able to see for yourself the kind of results that my clients create and how the process works, which I just ran over with you over and over and over again, right? So here's some of my clients that have created amazing results. There are tons of testimonials on this page for you to just listen to, for yourself, and hear for yourself firsthand the kind of incredible results that my clients create. That's what they're able to do over and over again. Okay, so this is not an anomaly. I don't need to tell you. I can just show you. Okay. I hope this has helped you. Are there any other questions or comments that you might have for me? Any other questions or comments that you might have for me? Was this helpful? Did you guys get value, or did you get value, right? Being here today. Did you get value, or did you get value? My only goal was to teach you how to build a business and that would be profitable for your brand. Sheila says her aha is pitch how to win big. I'm working on my book now because of you. Oh, I love this, Sheila. This makes me happy, right? I love this. Okay. We're going to pitch high, right? And you got to step into that tall vision for yourself. Really, really important. Lakeisha says yes. Stacy says received an affirmation. I love this. Serenity says thank you for sharing with us. My question is, how can this help me as a massage therapist, skincare professional, and wellness advocate? Really, really great. Feel free to text, and I can make sure that we answer your question directly. But here is what I'd say. I have a client who actually just pitched her first $5,800. Lakeisha, you were there for this also. First $5,800 sale. She is a massage therapist. She focuses specifically on new moms, pregnant moms, prenatal massage. And I was able to show her how to combine her business as a massage therapist and equally with her coaching business. And she just recently posted a testimony, I think like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys so much, right? What she just posted her testimonial inside of my private community, Giant Life and Business Results. If you want to speak with her, she would be great. I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to you about how to do it. There's a way to look at what your specific knowledge is, and for us to understand what that long-term vision is for you, and then position you as a consultant or a coach based on what you know how to do and the kind of results you can create. So for example, let's say you decided to take what you know how to do, and maybe you would be a perk for a corporate brand. Like corporate brands, sometimes will invest in like, exercise, like allowing their people to get fitness passes and things like that. But they would equally invite someone like you to come in to teach them on how to reduce their stress, how to promote their wellness in the workplace. So we can strategically look at what strengths you have and then think about how we can package that for a high ticket offer around something you probably aren't already thinking about. That's how I always think about things, Serenity. I'm so glad that you're here. And if you have any other questions specific, I'm happy to support you. Lakeisha says, pitch high to win big. I just bought a journal. I love that. Use your journal to pitch high, win big. And it's so important. Jacqueline writes, I just joined the call, and what I've heard so far was excellent. This was a really good live because people here want truth, and you guys are ready. When you're ready, just think, if each of you guys signed up today, this is your cohort, and you see the way that the women are writing here. You're ready, you're smart, you're sharp, you're looking to take your knowledge and to step into a different way of packaging what you do, right? And from the highest and tallest place, having the accountability that calls you out, right? To be not afraid of asking for all that is available to you. And sometimes we just don't have the environment, the culture, the mentorship to do that. We've been taught so much that hustle and grind is the way to go. And that I teach my clients how to build a business with ease and grace based on being authentic and having integrity. It's really important, okay? Thank you. I have your email and we'll be in contact. I'd love to also speak with LMT. This is Inspiring as a Service Worker. Awesome. I love that. Love your hair also on there. But it's so important to understand that, there is a layer of dollars around you that you can't see based on your ideas. Jacqueline writes, when is the next session? April 30th and May 1st. So I can tell you we are already 35% full, about 36% full. Okay. And that's really important. Stacy says, does the masterclass include networking with others? Yes. In fact, a lot of the clients, um, it's just incredible, really, the network that we've created. But yes, you will build a cohort. They typically build a very close connection with one another. We find that they're very much like-minded. I attract really sharp, smart women who are high integrity, and I would say who love God, right? Who are action takers, who are implementers, who are willing to do the work to change their lives. And that's why my clients create amazing results, is because their mindset, they're in that place to create their results. Equally, I would say that they love supporting one another. And I think that's one of the things that's very unique about what I've created over the years. My clients support each other in tremendous ways. And as accountability partners or peers, just bouncing things off, colleagues in many ways, to be able to support growth. And that's important. So it is definitely a perk of the giant experience. It's not something I even really promote there, but I only attract giants. So that's one of the things that's been pretty amazing, that people find their people when they come to the Giant Experience Master Training. Are there any other questions or comments? There have been so many great ones today. I'm so excited to be here with you, and I'm super pumped to be able to support women with understanding that, like, your life could look different completely 1 year from now. I have a client who I've talked about like a lot because what she's done has been exceptional. And last year she came to me and she teaches the game of chess to young middle schoolers. She was able to, in 9 months, close over $250,000. And this year she's matched that, completely different in business. Over $500,000 in business closed in 1 year. Okay, in 1 year, she's done an amazing. Lakeisha says the women in the accountability groups are powerful, strong, and humble. They are, and and yet they own their bigness. They own their gifts, their talents. But what my clients understand is owning your bigness doesn't mean that you have to be arrogant in that, but you do need to be confident in what it is that you know how to do. It's just incredible being around giants in every single way. And if you're ready to be giant and for yourself and show up for yourself, and I think that that's where your gifts blossom. That's where they prosper in a tremendous way. If you have a desire to create impact, right, and that's your mission, then you can't play small with that. Part of the reason a lot of people aren't successful is because they actually are not congruent. Like, you want to create a change in the world, but you're charging too low, for what you do. You want to create change in the world, but you're not working with the right demographic that fully can value what you're doing. You want to create change in the world. You're not pitching to the large corporations that can say yes to you quickly because you haven't done the work on your inner game. Sometimes you need to have that challenge for you so that you can step into what your next looks like. Are there any final ahas, takeaways, questions, anything like that? I'm happy to answer any questions that are on the floor for those of you who are, who have questions, and that's my only goal, is to support you with understanding that this is doable. Okay. This is absolutely doable for you. I watch clients all the time who have had the opportunity to transition from their full-time to their job, to their business. And it was a dream of theirs, and they do it. We were just on a call this past Tuesday. I had 2 clients, one who was going to Puerto Rico, who's pursuing her exploring her working from Puerto Rico, right? Really, for the first time. And it's working from Puerto Rico, not visiting, but working from Puerto Rico, creating that transition, because that's one of the things that she wanted to do. I have another client who was a travel consultant who's done amazingly well, who was in Paris. I don't know if she's still there, last week, working with a client. And super important. Serenity says, thank you. I appreciate you. Love your hair. It's super cute. And Jacqueline says, how do I contact you direct to speak a few minutes after the call? You can, if you can inbox me here, then you can inbox me here. And we also have a text number. I'll give it to you now. It is 443-665-0665. Okay. So if you send us a text, I'll check the text as soon as they get off. 443-665-0665, right? So you can always reach me that way. Did you get that number, or do I need to type it in? Do you need me to type it in? Okay, because I'm happy to do that. Are there any other questions? Or before I sign off, I just want to thank you for your time, for showing up for yourself 100%. And I want you to know this is doable. And I appreciate you, right? Yeah. Okay. Hit it. Okay. Thank you for this. I'll be back. Hit it to my computer to work. Thank you, Mia. One more time. Okay. I'll read it to you one more time. 443. Somebody type it in. 443-665-0665. Let me see if I can copy and paste it for you. I don't think I can. So 443-665. All right. Let me write it here. 443-665-0665. So 0665. There you go. All right. So I just typed it in. You should see it there in the next couple of minutes. All right. And that'll help you. Okay. You got it? Okay. Thank you, Lakeisha, for putting it there as well. Okay. I appreciate you guys. All right. So with that, I'm done. I appreciate you. I thank you. I'm getting ready to go talk my husband's ears off. And Jacqueline, I'll look forward to your text. So did you send it over? Did you send something over? Happy to respond. All right. Stacy, choosing the right mentor, I will say, let me just say this to you. What do you look for when you're looking for the right mentor? I think that you want to make sure that, number one, that the person has integrity, that they're authentic. Number two, that they are living in a way that's congruent with the way you live, right? So one of the things that's very important to me, my motto was, if you're not free, you can't teach me. So I always wanted to work with mentors who had full-time, built their business to work full-time. And what that meant from the comfort of their home was that I'd see them home, right, in the majority. So I didn't want a mentor that told me they were free and they were not free. Equally, you want to make sure that your mentor can handle your growth. Like that, if you are exceedingly and abundantly do great things, that your mentor is the first to clap and cheer for you and doesn't hold back or want to cause any harm to you and your business as a result of you growing. And that's real talk. And I'm always going to keep it 100% to you, for you guys, because that's really important. You want to make sure that your mentor is what they're teaching you is what they're doing. Okay. So what they're teaching you is what they've done to build their own business. That's very important as well. You want to make sure that they build a community of people who I call giants, your own ambition level and above. You want to make sure that your mentor has proof, right? That you can see, not just that what they're saying. That, like if someone creates amazing success, they have old proof and they have a record of ongoing proof because of what they have the ability to do. So it's one thing if your mentor can create results for themselves, but do they have the ability to take what they know how to do and transfer that to others, right? And that to me is what makes a great mentor great. So really, really important. And I hope that helps you, in some way as you're deciding. I've helped tons of clients create amazing results. You'll see that for yourself. You can always check us out on YouTube as well. I see the kind of results and history of results that we've created consistently over the years with women, many who've not had a product at all. And I don't say it from an ego perspective. I say it's my obligation, it's my duty to tell you the truth of what to look for and what not to look for, because I've seen it all. Oh, everything is out there. And I built my business. I work from the comfort of my home. I primarily coach my clients 1 day a week on Tuesdays. I have some private consulting clients, not many. And that's it. My business is built on time freedom. And that's what I teach my clients how to do, exactly that. And I think that just given my background in real estate, investing, as well as running a commercial laundry, which has done multi-millions of dollars, and running a coaching practice that's done the same, I just have the ability to transfer many different things to my clients based on my primary experience over the years. So I think outside of the box for sure. And I'd love to have the opportunity to coach you, right? Yes, thank you. I appreciate you. She said, thank you. And we'll check out your other platforms. Your confidence is inspiring. Go to miaredrick.com. Check out my free webinar. It's a great first step for you if you haven't seen it. And I think it'll help all of you. With that, I'm done. I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. Have a great and amazing week. I'll see you next Monday.